Hi everyone, I hope you are all well. Today I want to talk about the stages of spiritual awakening or enlightenment. From my experience, the journey of spiritual awakening doesn't follow a simple step-by-step progression where one goes neatly from one phase to another. Instead, it's more like concentric circles. Some may revisit certain stages repeatedly before moving on to the next stage, while others might skip entire stages completely or experience a blend of stages simultaneously. So each person's path is unique. But despite the different paths, there are common elements that resonate across all journeys. And in this video, I want to share the 5 stages of spiritual awakening that I've traversed and seen others traverse. I hope you'll find the reflections of your own journey within these stages. So stage 1, unconsciousness. In stage 1, we're deeply unconscious. We're simply living from our egoic mind, our egoic perspective. The line between you and your ego is kind of blurry. You kind of identify with the ego. And because we identify fully with our ego, we identify with our thoughts and our emotions. And self-control's hard to come by here. And negativity often dominates our interactions. So instead of actively creating our life, it feels like life is simply happening to us, leaving us in a highly reactive state. Traumas are internalized and shape our narrative. These stories filled with anger, sadness, and hurt replay in our mind constantly. This stage is marked by an inability to see people as they truly are. We only view them through our projections and fears. For example, a colleague once saw me as a threat to their job security, despite any lack of any intention to do so. His actions were driven by unfounded fear, and so he aimed to undermine my efforts. And this is a clear example of how unconscious individuals interact with others, not as they are, but through the warped filter of their egoic minds, insecurities, and assumptions. At this stage, engagement with the world is kind of like a dance of shadows, where true nature of ourselves and of others is obscured by our own unprocessed emotions and egoic stories. So stage 2 is really the shattering of the ego. The second stage is the journey of spiritual awakening. It's the profound and often disorienting experience. It's sometimes called ego death or the falling away of the ego. This is not a mere diminishment of the ego, but a total dissolution of the personal self. For me, ego death manifested as a complete erasure of identity that I had so painstakingly constructed over decades. Everything that once defined me, my age, race, beliefs, job, were revealed to be illusory. Even my personality, which I had considered the core of my being, was exposed as a facade. All preconceived notions of life, God, and religion were just obliterated. And I was left feeling like a pair of eyes kind of floating in the vast emptiness of space, devoid of any really meaning. For a deeper exploration of this, you can check out some of my other videos on this topic. Emerging from this falling away of the ego is the birth of a kind of a space, a spaciousness that's between the personal self or the ego and the observer self. So in the state of unconsciousness, the ego is perceived as the entirety of one's being. It's the voice in your head that you always believe. The central part of ego death is that it creates a pivotal separation. You begin to see that the ego, with its incessant chatter and self-centeredness, is not the true you. The narratives and stories that you've been conditioned to believe about who you are, those stories spun by the ego, and they lose their juice, they lose their grip. In their place, you become increasingly aware of the witness self, that part of you which silently witnesses and experiences life. It's the ever-present backdrop against which the drama of egoic existence unfolds. This stage is both liberating and unsettling at the same time. The newfound awareness that the ego is just a mind-made construct and not your true essence allows for really a profound shift in perception. The witnessing self is impartial, it's serene, and it's deeply connected to life. This awareness sets the stage for a deeper engagement with life, free from the distortions imposed by the ego. The journey through this so-called ego death is like stripping away layers of accumulated dirt and grime to reveal a pristine mirror beneath. In this reflective state, you start to see the world and yourself with a clarity that was previously obscured. It's really an unmasking of stepping into a space of authentic presence and of awareness itself. Stage 3 then is the search. The third stage is marked by a relentless, often restless quest for truth. And during this phase, there's an insatiable thirst for knowledge and understanding. People read tons of spiritual texts, or they seek out teachers, more teachers. They watch countless YouTube videos on all kinds of esoteric ideas. They experiment with all kinds of different spiritual practices, all different ones, driven by a desire to uncover this truth. To answer fundamental questions like, what am I? Why was I born? What is the meaning of life? Who or what is God? These kinds of questions become paramount. For me, this phase followed the falling away of the ego, which was a kind of natural progression. As my previously held identity was gone, I sought to reconstruct my understanding of self. And with an open mind and heart, I consumed spiritual literature like crazy and spent countless hours going on meditation and meditating. And as the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, a sense of lightness and interconnectedness began to emerge. But despite the rigorous nature of the search, it brought with us moments of clarity and profound connection. Stage 4 is the emergence of the authentic self, the true self. Inevitably, this quest leads to a pivotal realization. You can no longer suppress your true self. This is a stage where your authentic true self begins to emerge. It's a self you were before the clouds obscured who you were. And the voice within you starts to demand expression. You find it increasingly difficult to tolerate unbalanced relationships or remain in jobs that do not resonate with your true essence. For these, this stage manifested in a series of life-changing events. The realization that my university teaching job was not aligned with my true self became too painful to ignore, and just led me to quit my job. Life seemed to remove the remains of my old identity all on its own. We moved out of our big house, my friendships shifted. I actually felt isolated for some years. Yet amidst all this upheaval, I discovered what was the most important thing. This stage is characterized by the departure of old energy and the influx of new, vibrant energy into your life and body. You may experience a purging of old emotional wounds and old childhood traumas, even those you've long forgotten about. This cleansing can lead to a kind of an emotional roller coaster and physical symptoms as your body adjusts to the new energy that's flowing. Simultaneously, your intuitive abilities might sharpen, resulting in all kinds of different experiences such as lucid dreaming or vivid visions. The emergence of the true self is both a rebirth and a reckoning, you could say. It demands courage to face the unknown and the strength to let go of the past. Yet it's a profound liberation, a return to your true essence, an embracing of your deepest calling. Stage 5 is a life of alignment. In the 5th and final stage, you reach a state of alignment, kind of a harmonious existence with every part of your being in sync with the universe. It's kind of living the way or living Wu Wei, as they would say in Taoism. We live in a profound connection with ourselves and others and everything around us. And this stage is marked by an integrated relationship between everything, including mind and body. Compassion becomes second nature. We forgive our own limitations and extend the same forgiveness and understanding to others. We begin to embody this unconditional love and nurturing care that you may have missed in your formative years. As you nurture this inner compassion, it naturally extends outward. We forgive. We recognize that everybody's doing their best with the consciousness they possess at the moment, even when they fall short of kindness. And this connection isn't confined to human relationships. It extends to all of existence. We feel a deep connection with trees, plants, animals, the air, the earth, and even rocks, everything in our environment. The stage also brings a heightened connection to the spiritual realm, opening up pathways of wisdom and true understanding. We come to see that concepts like right, wrong, higher, and lesser are constructs of the mind. And instead of this, we recognize that everyone is playing their part, contributing to this grand display of life, each being an expression of the divine. And living a life of alignment doesn't bind us to the darker aspects of existence. However, you perceive these shadows with compassion rather than cynicism. We understand that the light and dark are integral parts of the whole, each serving its purpose in this cosmic dance. I'd just like to conclude by saying it's essential to understand that no stage of spiritual awakening is more advanced or superior to another. Every stage is a unique expression of the divine, of God. Even in the first stage of unconsciousness, you are God, experiencing life in a particular way. So spiritual awakening is not about reaching a specific destination and declaring that, the journey is complete. Life is simply a continuous process of growth, and one that extends beyond this physical existence and continues even after death. I hope this exploration of the stages of spiritual awakening resonates with you in some way, helps you on your journey. Please share in the comments below if you think you're in a particular stage, or if you have any questions or comments about any of the stages. Until next time, be well and hope to see you soon.